cross stitch isn't just limited to fabric. Today I'm going to show you how you can cross stitch through some watercolor paper or cardstock. You'll need thread, some needles, and your pattern. I like to have on hand an embroidery needle or a chenille needle as well as a tapestry needle. You'll also want some sort of foam board, or I have this needle felting foam. I also have a downloadable pattern that has a few little motifs if you want to start with those. Secure the pattern exactly where you want to stitch onto the paper. Place the paper and the pattern on top of the foam. Then using a sharp needle, you'll poke holes in each of the four corners of each of the stitches on the pattern. Any stitches that touch one another will share the holes along the sides, tops, or bottoms. Try to take this process slow so you make accurate holes, because if you make any that are uneven, the stitches will be slightly uneven. Once you have made all of the holes, you can gently peel off the piece of paper and then just keep the pattern handy while you're stitching. Grab your tapestry needle and the first color you want to use. Cut an extra long piece of the thread and separate out one strand. We're going to be doubling up the strand and starting with a loop start, and I'll show you how to do that. Fold the strand of thread in half, and then you're going to thread the needle with the end of the thread that contains the two tails. Now you should have a threaded needle, and then along the very end of the thread should be a loop. I'm going to start along the left side of this flower and make the first stitch there. Make sure to coordinate with the pattern to make sure you're placing the stitch in the right area. Paper can be a little bit hard to place the needle through the right hole, so you might need to flip over the paper to start and place the needle through it. Then you're going to make a half stitch like you would in cross stitch, and make sure to catch the loop along the back. Flip the paper over, and then you'll place the tip of your needle through the loop end of the thread and pull it tight. This is just a really neat way to start your stitches so that you don't have a bunch of knots and bulk along the back. Again, you'll probably want to stay along the back side so that you can figure out which hole to go through, and then place your needle through and make your first full cross stitch. It takes a minute to get accustomed to working on a surface that's flipped or backwards to figure out where to place your needle, so just pay close attention when you flip the piece of paper back over that you have placed the needle in the right hole. To keep things neat, I do try to start a half stitch facing in the same direction each time so that the way that the stitches overlap is uniform, but I was not super neat with the way I was skipping around on this pattern. If you want to be really neat and tidy, you could make sure that you're stitching things in a more systematic order so that the back doesn't look quite as messy. But it doesn't really bother me that much. It was still relatively neat when I finished, so I wasn't too worried about it. It can be a little disorienting to coordinate with the pattern, so I do like to frequently double check things. I did make a couple of mistakes and had to take stuff out at one point, so it never hurts to double check your work every now and then while you're working. When you're finished with a piece of thread, it's best to secure it without knots. So all I do is tuck the needle behind some of the threads on the back and snip the tail, and it should be secure enough. For a simple pattern like this, I like to work one area or one color at a time, so I'm switching now to the light yellow in the flower. For this particular project, I'm cutting it into a bookmark once I'm finished, but I think this would look really cute incorporated on a photograph or a greeting card. There are a million things you could do with this. You could even decide to frame it if you wanted to. So I think the opportunities are pretty endless with this kind of thing. I really hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I would love to do more projects like this. I think it's fun to use something that's a little bit different than fabric for embroidery, just to think outside the box and get creative with things. So let me know in the comments what your project is going to be and what you plan to make, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.